After acquiring and operating several Airbnb properties on the Oregon coast and now building a tiny home hotel in Idaho, as we headed into the winter months, we wanted to expand our venture to a more tropical location. So after a few months of searching, we stumbled on a place called Secret Beach.
Hi baby, welcome to Secret Beach.
For Lynn and I, we're always kind of in a process where we're keeping an eye out of real estate. So here are the main 5 reasons why we decided to look in Belize. One of the benefits to it is it flies direct from Los Angeles, which is only a 5-hour flight. So for us, we're always thinking about if we were to consider buying property in other places, what's it gonna look like for us to commute there? Because we choose to manage our own properties and we always look to build our own teams in the places that we choose to set up places at. The other benefit to looking at Belize is the fact that they do have special provisions for U.S. residents. If you buy a property in Belize, there is no capital gains tax, which means if you buy a property, made a bunch of equity on it, wanted to sell it, you would not be subject to capital gains in their country. It is an English-speaking country, so there's not a huge language barrier if you were to move there and we're trying to get work done or just kind of, obviously interacting with the community and trying to figure things out. So for those reasons, and also seeing how cheap property taxes were, we decided, yeah, why not? Let's go down and check it out. Later, I'll tell you the 3 crucial factors that made the decision of whether or not to buy property here a no-brainer. But before we get there, let's get to Belize. From Belize, you take a quick short flight to San Pedro. That's the city where Secret Beach is located. And that flight is a little tiny airline called My Airlines, and they fly on island time. And what island time means is that they fly whenever they feel like flying. Now the schedule is every hour, so it looks like it flies every hour like a bus stopping by to pick you up. But the reality of it is they fly whenever the flight's full. So when we actually landed in Belize City, walked to the part of the terminal that takes the flight to San Pedro, we were able to get on right away. But that's because there was a couple that was waiting for 4 hours for more people to show up so they could take their flight to San Pedro. It was definitely something we kind of filed away as in, gosh, that would not be fun to be waiting for 4 hours to take that quick flight. So it was something we filed away. But landed in San Pedro. We love staying at Airbnbs. It's a great way for us to kind of see what other people are doing. And from there, we took a golf cart to our Airbnb. Now, one thing interesting about this particular part of Belize is all the commuting is pretty much done in golf carts. So you can have a car, but barely anybody uses cars, and it's all golf cart. We booked an Airbnb that was right on the water, super nice. It was pretty modern, cell phone service, 3G. So it was, very functional. We had our own private dock on the water. This is our view. We're getting ready to head out to Secret Beach. We're about 30-45 minutes away on golf cart. Princess is shocking, still getting ready. And we are ready to roll. We're driving to Secret Beach. It's a little bumpy. It says 25 minutes away from our resort. If you're into adventure, it's totally no issue. If you are the kind of person that's like
Me.
yes, then it may not be as adventurous. Okay, so we're gonna do breakfast to champions. Took us about almost an hour to get to Secret Beach from where we were staying. Same golf cart, same rough road. When we first got there, I thought it was, pretty cool. I didn't think it was awesome, but I thought it was cool. Now the water definitely changed because you're in more of a protected cove area. So the water definitely got more blue. They basically have a ton of lots for sale that range anywhere from about $15,000 US to about $100,000 US, and kind of the difference in the price point is depending on how close to the water you are and size of the lot, and as far as like how it's graded. I kind of got the feeling like it was some big developer had bought a bunch of land and they brought Remax in to help sell it. And from there we commuted with him in his golf cart and we looked at a bunch of different lots. It's definitely not developed yet. It's definitely, I guess you would hope, up and coming. We did get to see a lot of the development that is underway. Now most everything there is off grid, so most everything is run by solar. For electricity, water's either trucked in or you can dig a well. We just kind of checked it out and spent a good 2 hours with Lilo just seeing the different sites that were available and seeing what the other people were building. A fair amount of Americans that come down there and choose to retire there. I totally understand the motivation. The dollar definitely goes a lot further in Belize. The fact that it's English speaking certainly makes it a lot easier to converse, obviously. And, I thought I could understand why someone would want to do that.
But yeah,
So these are one of the lots. Let me just show you in. The two double lots are exactly where the highest street over there you see is.
Okay.
The street is not fully completed as yet.
Sure.
But to give you an idea, this is how wide the street is going to be.
Okay. Now, the one thing that I did notice, I didn't think it was super pretty. The dirt road to get there, it's pretty isolated road. We were traveling behind someone that was like, look at the crocodiles, look at the crocodiles. It felt super rural and super far away. So if you wanted to go to a hardware store or you wanted to go to the grocery store, it's definitely going to take you an hour by golf cart to get there. And I just don't know over time how sustainable that would be as far as you wanted to do that. I think you were a 20, 25-year-old kid, like some of the kids we saw running around there, I think it'd be probably the time of your life. Typically what we do, Lynn and I all the time, is we just really just look at lots, look at properties, and then we kind of talk about it. You know, we don't talk at all actually while we're going through it. And then after, you know, the dust kind of settles, then we sit there and we talk about it. So Lilo said, hey, I'll give you some time, you guys talk about it. So I looked at Lynn, she looked at me, I said, all right, what do you think? And she looked at me and she says, yeah, I don't think so. I said, yeah, totally, I don't think so either. Price point of what people rent them for is like anywhere from like $70 to $120 a month. So to me, it wasn't a very good return on your investment. And I felt like as far as DIY was concerned, that would be pretty challenging as well. I think you'd pretty much have to lean on the locals and the referrals that you get from the realtor. We did tell Lilo we were interested in looking in town. Town obviously takes that commute out of it. The town seemed pretty interesting when we were there, so he took us back into town. And when I was on that dirt road driving back, I had somehow put my phone in my pocket and it had come out of my pocket. Okay, so a guy was yelling at me selling coconuts, but when he was yelling at me, I was like, oh shit, thinking I'd maybe drop something. And then sure enough, I reached for my cell phone and I did drop my cell phone. So now this poor realtor's agent is like retracing 5 miles of our golf cart ride to try to find my cell phone. My Snapchat location was never turned on, so that doesn't work. iCloud location is not working. And so we're literally just driving backwards. And when I do log in my iCloud, it just says location not found or offline or something like that, so it's not showing. So that's exciting. Yeah, that sucks. A super bummer for the day. Wow, what a sad, sad story. So we went back to the Airbnb, and as we were sitting there in the evening, I did have my iPad, so I had access to email and iMessages, but all of a sudden my phone started pinging my lost phone on my iPhone tracker on my app. So I was like, oh shoot, there's our phone. And I'm like, all right, we gotta go find my phone. But it did feel like, it didn't feel dangerous. It just felt like, is this a good idea? And it didn't feel like a great idea. So we jumped in the golf cart, grabbed a knife from the kitchen for self-protection. I have no idea why we would have thought that we would have needed that, but did that anyways. And we were headed out when we realized our golf cart didn't have headlights. We made it 10 feet. Now we're back. Mission fail. Woke up in the morning, got up at 5:30 in the morning. We decided to go back and try to find the phone. So there was a kid hitchhiking, which we wouldn't normally pick up a hitchhiker in a different country, but this kid seemed really nice. I said, hey dude, I will take you to where you need to go. He said, but you gotta help me try to find my phone. He was like, yeah, no problem, no problem, no problem. I'm like, okay, awesome. Jared jumped on the back of our golf cart, rode with us to Sunset Beach. Nicest kid. I showed him on my iPad where it was. I mean, he was like in the crocodile-infested waters, searching everywhere. I mean, he looked 100 times harder than I looked from my own phone, to no success. And from there, we took him to work, and that was actually the best part of our trip. It was a place called Sunset Palace, and Sunset Palace is in that same secret beach place, but it's secluded, kind of in a private area, and it was beautiful there. The water was beautiful. There's tables in the water where the fish just come right up to you while you're eating lunch, and from there we just went into straight vacation mode. We're headed to go snorkel. This is kind of our last day here. We went from real estate mode to vacation mode. It's super beautiful. The water there where they took us to the private places to snorkel, and just the way the structure is, the water's super blue. We had a great time doing that. Even if you don't know how to swim, they'll still pull you around. My Princess Lynn got pulled around for 2 hours on the snorkeling trip. We also went back into town. We ate there, went to a fish market where you basically pick the fresh fish that they catch and They cooked that for you, so that was a lot of fun. There was a lot of cool places there. We did look at some real estate, just like on the signs, a couple of real estate offices. Price point changes dramatically. It goes from like 500,000 to $1 million. So the one thing I was definitely noticed is if you're buying in Belize, you gotta get obviously homeowners insurance, and it's very expensive there because of hurricanes. So homeowners insurance there is anywhere from, like, the cheapest I saw was $2,000 to $5,000 as a range for homeowners insurance. So they definitely, that's a big cost there. So we didn't do much more into real estate, but it was a good learning experience for us. The other part of the learning experience that we learned about was the mosquitoes. super lame. I think I had like 40, 50 bites. Lynn had 30, 40 bites. Definitely got eaten alive. I don't know if you're a local, if that changes. I don't know what the deal is, but I'm telling you, like, we came back and we were like bitten all over. We didn't hate it. It's just probably not a place we'll be buying real estate anytime soon. So always looking for deals, always looking for cool opportunities, and this was one that was kind of, sort of, but not really. We'll go back to Idaho, keep working on that project there. If you like our videos, we'd love it if you'd subscribe to our channels and hit the like button. Other than that, we will see you on the next one. Peace.